Hey, what's up people? I'm Martin Unix and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be showing quick and simple way on how to graft lock strands, that is natural lock strands on natural hair. So like my work guys, comment, share to your friends and stay locked for more tutorials. We usually begin by combing out the healthy part of the lock strand. After combing out, guys, you need to ascertain the volume of the combed out part. You can try and pluck out so that the dent hair strands can come out, which have already broken. Then separate a little bit, some portion. Go ahead and cut off such portion. Why are we cutting off such portion? Guys, it's to minimize the volume of the combed out part so that it doesn't create lump at the point of intersection. Now we will go ahead and separate the remaining portion into two, that way. Remember guys, this is just another way of grafting the lock strands that I've just come up with, so cut it at that level. All right, now let's just comb out the remaining portion. And why am I doing so? To get a grip of the loose hair strands on the scalp surface. Now we are going to interlock this portion. Let's interlock, guys. That's how you interlock. Remember on our previous tutorial, we also showed how you can interlock using your fingers. That way, using your fingers. So to certain level, interlock to certain level. That way. Then pick this portion. Remember we had cut off one of the parts, so pick the longer part, separate the grafting portion into two, that is the hair strands. Then place your section in between the two sectioned portions from the natural hair, from the scalp, that is. Then use your crochet hook, pick the longer section, pull it through the interlocked part, that way. Then you can interlock it backwards if need be, a little bit, that is if the interlocked part seems to be longer, depending with the length of the portion that you are interlocking as well. So after reaching this level, just let your portion lie along the interlocking, that is along the point of intersection, that way. Then rearrange your portions in place. Remember, this was the shorter portion. Just let it be disguised inside the portions from the hair strands which are from the scalp. That way guys, use your crochet, that is, I'm using a double hooked crochet tool. That way, make your movements 2 and 4. That way guys, make your movements 2 and 4 with minimal tension in order not to break the hair strands. That way, while working backwards, tilt your lock strand in both clockwise and anti-clockwise movements, that way. After that level guys, I haven't done for a longer time, but you can see the lock strand is already in place. Now we need to make our point of intersection a little bit smooth. So I'm gonna pick this crochet tool here. As usual, try and identify any areas which might seem to be in place. Identify, try to correct any errors. This time around I'm gonna change my crocheting position that way, just to try and pull ahead the hair strands along the lock strand that way. This is to minimize chances of coming up with a lump at the point of intersection. Push your crochet to and fro while tilting the lock strand in both clockwise and anti-clockwise manner. The crochet usually enters inside the hair portion, coming out with micro loops, and whenever you go to and fro, since the crochet has an hooks, it usually picks additional hair strands, thereby completing the previous loops, hence coming up with a tangled kind of lock section that way, guys. So whenever you are pulling out the crochet, make sure you tilt it a little bit so that the hooks can get off the hair strands, so that you don't break the loops, because whenever you break the loops, you'll end up coming up with a weak point of intersection. So our lock strand is already in position, guys. It's firmly in position. So now we are done with the grafting part. That is, guys, we are done with the grafting section. Now we'll go ahead and do the interlocking section. But before that, you're going to do some treatment so that we can, pump in more moisture to the hair and relieve the scalp. So whenever we are doing the interlocks, we want the scalp to be soothed a little bit. Then thereafter, we shall do the oils. So let's do so. We are applying some leave-in treatment just to pump in moisture. Remember that the lock strands are just fresh, and since the surface is usually tedious and harsh, we also need to relieve the scalp and prepare the scalp for the next treatment. That is the interlocking part. All right. You can massage a little bit gently just to activate the hair follicles. So that the leave-in treatment can penetrate with easiness. So guys, we are on the final strand, and having a closer look, you can note that the final interlock was done from the front area. So it was done from the front area. Let's try and begin at this level, center, then the side. Then I'm gonna collect some of the hair strands. Then we can do the final interlock that way. And we are done. It's wow, guys. Can have a look. So this is our final outcome.
If you guys need any loctician services, he's the man to reach out to. I appreciate the sense of professionalism as well that he presented.
So thank you, guys.